This is Whispering Whim, bringing you another grocery haul today. I went to Sam's Club and Winco, and I didn't drop my meat off at home first, so I kind of want to jump right in and get that guy in the refrigerator, right? Once I unbury it. First up, though, we'll go ahead and go through this green bag right here. Right on top is a big old bin of strawberries. Strawberry season is upon us and they smell absolutely wonderful. So I'm kind of excited to eat them. Next up is a very crinkly six-pack of bell peppers. I'm going to make some stuffed bell peppers and some Denver omelets. And I did get those bell peppers at Sam's Club. It was like $4 for that bag, which, sometimes is a good deal, but Winco actually had them for like 48 cents, so I was kind of sad. Could have saved myself a few pennies, right? Always trying to save money. Next up is a big old bag of trail mix. This is mostly for the boys' lunches, but it looks really good. Has peanut butter cups and cranberries and some nuts in there, so that should be pretty tasty. And then I got my tomatoes, because we know I love my tomatoes. And ironically enough, if I can lift it, oh, it's heavy. I got a 3-pack of marinara sauce as well. Off to the side here, I have some unsweetened iced tea and some more protein shakes. I'm down almost 10 pounds, so I gotta keep the momentum going, right? And then I wanted to share something cute that I got at Staples. I actually got this last week, but it was just too adorable. So they're little note cards for the lunches. And this is supposed to be like the girl box, and this is supposed to be like the boy box, but I couldn't decide between them. And I think it'll be cute to give him both kinds, but there's all sorts of cards in here. Like one says, "I hope your day is dynamite," and it has a little dinosaur. And the girl one isn't as exciting, but somewhere in there is a unicorn, and it says, "Have a magical day." So I think this will just be a cute little addition. And a couple of the cards are like, they'll be like, "I'm proud of you because," and then it'll give you some lines. So I think that's good, to kind of express in words sometimes how you feel about someone. So lunches are going to get some notes. So moving right along, this is also a Sam's Club bag. I got some hummus cups and a giant thing of prosciutto, which is, kind of a different version of bacon, more or less. It's a pork product, and I really love the stuff, and I'm allowed to eat it, so I do. I also got a big old block of cheese that's a little wet because I brought some ice, because I knew I was going to try to do both trips in one. And it seems to have done its job fairly well, considering this isn't a freezer bag. Big old guy of ground beef. $20 worth of ground beef, but this will last us a while. And there's my ice, still mostly frozen, so that's a good sign, right? And then wedged at the very bottom, and definitely wet from the melted ice, is a giant package of chicken, and this was only $13.08 for, what is it? Almost 7 pounds of chicken. That's not bad. And with the chicken, that was all of Sam's Club. So now we're heading into Winco, which I definitely prefer over Walmart, even though for me it's like 5 times further away. I have a Walmart just up the street from me, so sometimes I go there out of convenience, right? Which ends up not being that convenient in the end. But anyways, donuts, and a fun little surprise for the lunches. Some nice Oreo cookie dip things. I got some dishwashing detergent there. And this oil is a little pricey. I'm not gonna lie. It's like over $7 a bottle. But it is my favorite oil now. Because I've been having trouble with olive oils sometimes not being olive oil quality, even though they say it. And apparently that's a big issue in the industry right now. But this stuff is nice. It's very light and thin, and yeah, I like it. So if you're in the market for a new oil and want to spend a pretty penny on it, this stuff's good. While I was at Sam's Club, I was hoping that they would have a brand of bottled water that Walmart carries, since they're owned by the same company, and they did not, and I didn't want to buy Arrowhead water, so I picked up one little bottle of sparkling water to try this brand that's common at Winco, but I think I'm going to have to take a trip to Walmart and get my other seltzer water. Something about, it's weird, I never used to like carbonation, but the little bubbles and everything make me feel like I'm consuming more than just water, which is a good thing, so that I don't drink like juice or anything. Some dental picks, and one more thing of protein shakes. I've been going through like one of these a day, and I could have bought more at Sam's Club, right? And it is a better deal, but I had a hard time spending that much money just on my protein shakes, so I got a big box of my favorite flavor, and then at Winco I got a little box of my secondary flavor. And then, of course, it wouldn't be one of my shopping trips without a giant bag of onions. It's seriously my favorite cooking flavor ever. I think I've mentioned over and over again, I'll just eat an onion. I'll cook it, but, just an onion. So this should tide me over for a little bit. Next up, in my other green bag, is going to be a bunch of vegetables. So we got celery and broccoli, some wax peppers, some jalapeno peppers, and also some corn on the cob for variety's sake, right? Down at the bottom here, I see that I've got my butter, because I cook with lots and lots of butter. And I got 2 packages of kielbasa, because I've been in kind of a sausagey mood, I guess. Next up, we have my giant floral bag that I got from Michael's. And I love the size of this thing. Although I have to be careful not to put in too many like canned goods, otherwise it'll weigh it down a bit too much, right? We got some tortilla chips. Only 98 cents for this bag today. And this is the boys' favorite chip, kettle cooked jalapeno, and it has to be the Winco brand. Like, he'll eat other brands, but apparently this is the best one, in his opinion. I got another fun little surprise for the lunches. Today it's fortune cookies. And they're individually wrapped, so I don't have to worry about them going stale. Because believe it or not, a fortune cookie will go stale. I used to eat I don't know, big bags of them for some reason. I think just for the entertainment value. When you're in high school, or was it college? It might have been college. You just eat things because you can, right? And then, of course, we're big cheese people. My fiance is the bigger cheese eater. But since I'm doing very low carb, I have to supplement my meals by adding a bit more cheese than I normally do. So we've got some mozzarella and some Mexican 2 cheese. Tillamook is one of those brands that is a little more pricey, but I think you get what you pay for when it comes to these guys, because it just tastes better to me. And just to round out and make sure I have enough cheese, we've got string cheese as well for the lunches. And then another little kind of change of pace is I got some individual olives, which are high in fat, and that's about it. No carbohydrates or protein, but still it's a good kind of fat, right? I picked up some unnecessarily frilly toothpicks. With the prosciutto, what I like to do for lunches is I'll take it and I'll wrap it around, cubes of cheese, and then I'll stick a toothpick in there. And honestly, I could have gone with regular toothpicks, but this just seemed like so much more fun. Now, to go with all that marinara sauce, we'll be making some spaghetti, right? For the boy, I have regular spaghetti noodles. And for me, I have veggie spirals. They're made from zucchini. The texture is a bit different from just eating spaghetti, but it's got 15 calories per serving and no fat. It has protein in it, has fiber in it, so it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. And I'm a firm believer that if you go on a diet and you expect everybody in your household to go on a diet, it's also kind of like expecting them to drag you down, right? Because if they don't have that same commitment level, or if they don't need to diet. So I try to have the willpower to just eat better on my own. And something like this, it's really easy to boil pasta and then fry up some zucchini. It doesn't add that much more to my cook time, right? So, good compromise. Moving right along. Got some big old avocados, which are high in fiber and have good fat in them. A lemon, so I can make some lemon chicken at some point. Some white beans and some black olives. And now we're down to our last bag, which is my newest bag. I love the fishies on it. And it's a really good size for groceries. There's a surprisingly large amount of things in here, but it didn't get too heavy. So, some waffles on the top for my guy. Lots of tuna fish for me, so I can eat my protein. Some good old apples. These are Honeycrisp apples today. We got some more half and half, because we're big coffee drinkers, right? I picked up some protein bars. These are for the boy, because they're a little high on sugar. But, as I mentioned before, I'm willing to split the groceries a little bit, as long as it doesn't mean making a whole separate meal, right? And then cabbage. I think it was last month I got cabbage as well. Sometime recently. And I fried up the whole head with some bacon and butter and salt and pepper. And it is really satisfying and filling. The cabbage helps kind of distribute the calories, right? And the bacon has protein and fat, so it helps keep you full for longer. So if you don't mind cabbage, this is a really good diet food. But a lot of people can't stand the smell, right? It does have a particular odor about it. And last but not least, some white rice, which is definitely not on my diet, but I'm going to be making some curry, and I can eat the curry without rice, and that's no problem. And this stuff cooks up so quick that I can just give him, his own little scoop of rice, and we'll be good, right? Rice is one of those really tempting ones for me, though. I used to, when I was a little more poor, just eat rice for dinner on occasion. Throw on some salt and a little bit of butter, and bam, dinner. Those were the days, right? I'm kind of glad that my life has improved a bit. But I kind of miss having that excuse to eat junk food, right? And that is definitely the end of my bag and this grocery trip. Shout out to Chicago Born and Quiet Noise. I think I'm developing my own crew here, so it might be a lot of the same names at the end here. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time, and nighty night.